What is going on, boys and girls of YouTube? We did a jungle tier list yesterday. If you didn't watch that video, go watch it. If you just want to look at the tier list, it's on Smite source. It'll be here on your screen. And today I wanted to cover the top 5 gods, their builds, their play styles, why they're good, try to give you some understanding of what you should be looking to do if you're playing the god or if you're playing against it, what you should expect, and just give you guys the overall knowledge that you need. So let's get into it. All right. Smite source jungle tier list. Here's your top, I say 5 gods. Aladdin's the best god in the game. SSSSSS tier at this current, current rate until they nerf him. So you got 2 builds. You've got a strength build and an intel build. You do have hybrid items you can weave into these builds. Gargoyle, if you haven't seen the item, is ridiculous. Screeching Gargoyle, you saw this on every melee frontliner style god at the LAN. Every single god picked it. It's 60 magic procs. It's 20% cooldown, or 20 cooldown. Sorry, that's not percent cooldown in this game. 25% pen and a 2-second silence on a 90-second cooldown. It's the best item in the game. It is a hybrid item, so that does impact if you want to build it or whether you should build it or whatever. But that is an option you can throw pretty much into any slot in any build. In reality, you'd probably drop your Titan's Bane for it and build it early in a build like this. You'd probably drop your Soul Reaver for it in a build like this. I actually want to update. I'll live update this intel build because I don't like it anymore. I'll do that right now, I guess. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the intel build that is currently on here. I think you just have way more options these days with what you want to do. So Soul Gem, and I'm gonna throw in a Doom Orb here. And realistically, you probably want to go Totem of Death here, which is crazy. That this is the actual build that is just better. Pen is insane. So this would be the updated build. Let me update this and submit it so you guys have it while we're doing this tier list. I didn't realize it was not changed after the LAN. So strength build, you're playing around first of all, the Aladdin, you're playing around year 2, like 100,000 million %. His ability leveling priority, your 2 is your #1 ability, like by far. Your 1 is your essentially like your pick or poke / clear ability, but in reality I level this 3rd because I'm looking for guaranteed kills as early as possible. So I level my 2 as my main ability, I level my 3 as my second ability, then I'm leveling my ult, then I'm leveling my 1. Once you're at full build late game, your 1 is hit very hard, but you are not charging this and in the middle of a fight. You only are charging that 1 fully up is if they're at a distance or you're going to use it to poke before a fight starts. If you were wondering where the abilities are on all the gods, you go to the gods main page and they're all down here. So you level your 2, 3, ult, 1, right? There, all that. Strength build. I'm not a big fan of the strength build. I think it works. I think it is consistent. I just think the intel build is a better build. I think it gives you a little more damage. However, his damage is so high currently that it doesn't matter. You can do either one, try both, see if one just feels right to you. If not, then you're probably playing it wrong. If one feels better than the other, then run it. The build plays around a Hydras, so you have a lot of cooldown. You're essentially looking to engage off your 3, auto attack for the Hydras proc. Use your 2, you cancel your 2. So your 2 is a dash. You can right click, cancel it. I think on controller it was at B. You can cancel the 2. So you 2, as soon as it gets to the other side of them, which is just a quick like half a second, not even half a second, it's probably less. Dash, cancel, turn, auto, activate the 2 again. The genie will start stomping in front of you while you're autoing. It's by far the most damaging ability and damage you could do on Aladdin. The 3, like into an auto, hits hard. That's doing late game 800 damage. Your 2 dash cancel, your 2 alone, the dash, if you hit him, hits for 900. Then you auto, another 2, 300. Then you pop the 2, and that secondary part of the 2, if you can hit the whole thing, hits for over 1,000. That's like your perfect use of your wishes. Your wishes are your passive, not your wishes, sorry. Use of your passive wishes, which are, you have 2 of them, they charge up, you'll figure it out once you play them. So, the other part of Aladdin that is not showing here, he has a lamp as one of his items. The lamp gives you 17% of your item's stats as a bonus, essentially. So it would take 17% of your 45 strength, give it to you while you have the lamp. You sell it late game once you use all your wishes. Aladdin's big thing with his wishes realistically, you want to use them correctly and not waste them. At the LAN, I believe they were mostly wasted. I think everyone kind of agrees with it. It was still like to see them, but I think they were used wrong. So your first wish is wealth. It gives you, I think it's 200 gold as soon as you use it, or 250 gold as soon as you use it. And then for 3 minutes, every kill or assist you get on a god gives you a bonus 100 gold. So you'd like to use it during an early fight, pre 10 minutes, where you know you're going to get a kill. So that way you at least guarantee 100 free gold, and then you have 3 more minutes to play out the rest of the match and see if you can get more kills. If you die, you lose it. But ideally, like I said, use that on your first guaranteed kill. So, you know, you go for a gank and they're at 10% and they can't get away, 20%, they can't get away. Pop the wish real quick. So it gives it to you. Your second wish respawns you instantly. It's a late game wish, in my opinion. If you make a mistake and get picked around a fire giant or something, you use it to spawn to get back to the fight. You're also really fast coming out of the base, not just from the coming out of the base buff, but he gets a buff from it to get back to the fight faster. It's a really good wish, but it's a late game wish. And then your third wish resets all your abilities, all your actives, all your active items, all your relics, everything. It instantly resets everything. So the ideal use of your ultimate, or sorry, of that wish, is to ultimate somebody late game, you know, engage on them, ult them, kill them, come out of the ult, and then pop it. It resets your ultimate. It resets any actives you used, and then go on the next person. So essentially, you want to quickly 1v1 2 people to win yourself a late game team fight, which will win you the game, right? If you use it 30 plus minutes and you kill 2 people alone while your team 4v3s, the game's over. You win, right? So that's the ideal use of the wishes. Obviously, use them other ways. You don't have to use them that way, but that is the, you know, picture perfect use of the wishes. You'll, as you play it and you watch, you know, you can watch my VODs, my games, you know, I have games uploaded. I'll do an Aladdin breakdown while I play them as well, just so people really know. But once you play them, you'll understand the wishes. You'll get it. I do need to update these items, huh? Yeah, so that's Aladdin. We'll go back to the jungle tier list. Loki. Dude, Loki is pissing me off at this LAN. So I'm doing this video the day after the LAN. He lost pretty much every single game at this LAN because he was so bad at a competitive level at doing anything but watching the fight, essentially. But in ranked, that coordination doesn't exist. So he goes crazy. This is the ideal ranked build you want on Loki. You can swap out some items if you want to. I gave you a general build. It's fully up to you. A lot of the builds on Loki did not have Titan's Bane. Some of them didn't have Tekokage at a competitive setting, but this build will allow you to farm, rotate, be fast, not get killed if you're out of position, give you the burst you need. You can swap out Titan's Bane for Crusher. Avatars was a key item that they were all picking up at the LAN, so I think it's kind of just universal. It's a great last item. It's very expensive, so if you're not farming perfectly, you might not go this item. But regardless, this is your Loki build. Jotuns for cooldown and strength. People, they were going this. It's a cheap item. It's one of the cheaper cooldown items. You can go the, I forget the item. It's like the strength mirrored in. I always forget the name. Pendulum. It's a high strength, higher cooldown item because you can use it as an active, but it's more expensive. So ideally Jotuns, Tekokage for movement to keep your farm up, Hydras for your burst for engaging on people, Titan's Bane to get some pen online. Heart Seeker probably has the best passive for damage in the game right now. It's ridiculous. And then Avatars to pop when you're engaged so you can one-shot somebody late game. Loki's gameplay is standard, right? You guys have seen it for 12 years. It has not changed. His +1 is when he gets a kill. If he's the one to last it, his stealth resets so you can use it again. So you can basically just kind of snowball through a team fight. It's a pretty mediocre +1 because you have to already kill somebody for it to become active. It's definitely not bad though. So that's Loki. I'm not gonna cover him too much. Thanatos. Thanatos is kind of crazy right now. You're playing him with his aspect. Absolutely. His non-aspect isn't bad, but with his aspect, he has max health scaling. So his max health goes up for every minion kill and god kill you get. I think it's 1.5 health for every minion and 25 health for every god. Your max health isn't gonna hit 10k. I haven't even seen anyone get over 6. I don't think you can get over 6k. I think it's literally impossible. You have to play like a 4-hour game. However, getting a bonus 500, 600, 700 HP from your passive aspect is a lot of HP. It's an item. You're basically getting an item, right? His old passive was solid. It really doesn't take too much away. The big thing is when you turn the aspect on, your 3 does bonus damage and heals you for the damage you're doing. And I believe that is really the like why you're running that aspect. If they took that away, I think there'd be more of an argument, but there's no argument to be made when your 3 does more damage with this aspect. So you're running that. Ability build is here. If you did not know, Thanatos' 2 has penetration on it. It's flat pen, so it's a very, very good ability in general to boost your damage. I've been running Pendulum Blade, which is the blade we were just talking about on Loki. This can be a Jotun's. It's 100% up to you. It's preference. Then you've got Hydras. You cannot go Tekokage on Thanatos. They changed Tekokage. It is the item I just showed you on Loki that has movement when you use an ability, but the ability has to cost mana. Thanatos does not have mana, so Tekokage never procs. You can't build that item on Thanatos anymore, which does suck. But all it really does is makes me want to go Pendulum Blade. And then you get an earlier Crusher, so you're getting Pen online a little earlier. Then you're going Heartseeker. A lot of Oathsworn Spear was picked up at the Lamb, which is 5% pen, 45 strength. And then for each level, you get 1 flat pen. So it scales well with this too, because you double up on flat pen. You're doing basically true damage to squishies with this build. And then last item is Titan's Bane, or if you want to swap it out, be a little tankier, it could be Void Shield. You could throw a Gargoyles into this. Gargoyles, you can build Gargoyles every game, just so we're clear. I don't have them on here because a lot of people don't like, first of all, a lot of people struggle with active items, but a lot of people want the option of like, what's my full damage build? Great. If I want to go this, where would I put it? You would just drop Titan's Bane and build Gargoyles earlier in the build, in between Hydras and Crusher. Pretty much on every god, right? If you want Crusher or you want Gargoyles, go it. It's very good. It's essentially a damage item because it has 20 cooldown, and the passive on it shuts somebody down so you can kill them easier on top of penning them like a Nemalt, which is crazy. So you can go Gargoyles. I think it's going to get nerfed here pretty soon, so I wouldn't be surprised if it falls off within the week. That's why I'm a little worried also about putting it as the core item in builds. That's Thanatos. Thanatos gameplay is simple, right? It hasn't changed. You burst squishies. You play around the fact that you have an execute. Take your time late game. If you're taking your time late game and allowing your team to at least do some of the damage or take some of the damage, it puts you in a much better spot to get your executes off, which are going to be key. If you enter a fight with an execute and then can run at somebody else, you're probably winning that team fight. I did not mention one thing though. There's also hybrid build. So this is the build you saw at the LAN pretty much every game on Thanatos. If you're out of your league, so you feel like, you're in just a match where people are better than you, it's fine. It happens. You get an off roll. That'd be a good time to run a hybrid build, by the way. Or if you're just in a game where you're playing with higher ranked players and you can rely on them to do more, this is the build you would go. On any jungler, anytime this happens, this is pretty, like you see it, I have it suggested for all of these gods. You're going Jotuns, you're going Stampede to be really fast. It's gonna help you and your teammates. The Gargoyle, great engage item, cooldown, magical protections, allows you to do a lot more damage because of the pen. Then you're getting that Oathsworn Spear for more flat pen with Thanatos. Even though you're going to tank items, you will slam at this point. Then we're going Void Shield for more percent pen and some defense. And then you're going Stone of Binding for more defense and more pen. Crazy how valuable pen is in Smite 2. If you look at the mage builds that were built at Worlds, they would go 2 non-pen items and 4% pen items every single game. And if they needed anti-heal, a lot of the time that turned into 5 pen items because Divine Ruin has pen on it. But this would be your hybrid build. And like I said, this is even a build you could probably, I wouldn't say you'd hard carry, but if you're queuing with your friend or 2 friends, you're 3 queuing, you can more than, and they're good and you can rely on them to do damage, they're playing a carry role, you could run this build every single time and not see a downside to it. Once Gargoyles is nerfed, we'll see how that changes. So that's Thanatos. Susano, I mentioned him if you watched Taylor's video and why he's just kind of doing well in general, but we'll talk about it anyway. Strength build's kind of the same. I would not go Pendulum on him. I would get that Jotuns online right away. The Pendulum's kind of weird to use on Susano because his abilities are basically all being used at this, like back to back to back. So it makes popping it weird. So you would go Jotuns. Tekko because you want to be fast as hell. Hydras because you're weaving your autos. You are auto attack canceling every single ability with Susano. Your engage likely is a 2 auto 3. You're throwing your 3 out, right? Or you could hold your 3, but ideally 2 auto, throw your 3 auto, 1 auto, 1 auto, 1 auto, teleport to your 3 auto. They're dead before that. That's like a perfect auto attack cancel with no ult. A lot of the other times you will just pull somebody, use your 1, you'll fight back and forth, you'll throw your 3 on them when they want to run away, they run away, you teleport to it, you auto them again. Just tons of weaving. Susano, if you ever look at when you die to Susano, most of the time the auto attacks do more damage than the abilities. So you'll look at a death, here's the death recording for, Susano killed me. It'll be auto attacks 1,000, ults 800, 700, 3, 400. Those auto attacks are key to playing Susano. If you are not auto attack canceling, you shouldn't be playing Susano. Auto attack canceling in Smite 2 is even easier than Smite 1 because there's no clunkiness between the abilities. It's super fluid. So if you can't auto attack in Smite 2, it's because you're not trying. You haven't even attempted to. Please stop playing gods that require auto attack canceling without auto attack canceling. It changes the whole god and the damage they can do. I probably would never go a hybrid item or a hybrid build on Susano, so I didn't even put it in here. I would mainly just run this build every game. You can swap out avatars and build Divine Ruin earlier in the build, probably here. If you need anti-heal. Anti-heal early is key. Pen by the 4th item in the jungle is like, this is even kind of late, I'm gonna be honest, in any role. You probably want Pen in this slot, but on something like Susano, it's fine. You're getting into the backline. You can go on the squishies. You'll be all right. Divine Ruin has to be built in the first 3 items. If you need, Divine Brawler Speed Stick. If you need anti-heal, first 3 items. Any god you're playing, never after 3, like 3 items. If it's the 3rd item, that is as late as it can be. No later than that, please, for the love of God. Susano's gameplay is pretty basic. If someone's in front of you, pull them, combo them. Play safe. Try to use your Savior 3 or your 1 as your disengage, either or. So if you use your 3 to get in on somebody and then you auto them and then you 2 them and you auto them, you can 1 and then 1 away, dash out for safety. You can save the 3 to just run away. You can throw the 3 behind you, engage in the fight, and then teleport out. Susano is about not overcommitting when you aren't winning a fight. So you don't fully overcommit and put your body fully in there unless you know you've won it. You always want to have that out. His CC is great, but know the gods that can't be pulled. Know the gods that are, CC immune to the pulls, to the knockups, because that is, Susano doesn't have any stuns, doesn't have cripples. He just has knockups. So, a god like Thor during his 3 can't be knocked up, can't be pulled. Same with Fenrir's 3. Can't be pulled, can't be knocked up. Remember that. It's really important when playing a god like Susano. Okay. So we've got through Aladdin, Loki, Thanos, Susano, right? I'm saying a top 5 gods, top 5 junglers list. What are the top 5 junglers? Aladdin should be banned every single game, so I'm kind of not counting him in the top 5. And these are in order for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Best, second best, third best, fourth best, fifth best. Hercules is a good one to talk about. Hercules kind of surprised me in general with what he could do. I actually don't see a full damage jungle build here, which is weird because I played him a lot. So I'll live create this for you. Ability jungle builds. You are going to start with your axe. You are going to go blink every single time unless it's just a crazy situation you don't want blink. You are going, my builds have varied back and forth. You have options just like the other ability junglers. Jotuns, Tekko, which is your movement speed, damage, cooldown. Hydras is pretty key. It allows you to burst. Then you can go into your Crusher, your Heartseeker, and then your last item, Titan's Bane or Avatars. I'll throw Avatars here because it's funny to see them get big. It can be Titan's Bane or Avatar. So what I do is I go to additional items, change this, and we find Titan's Bane, which is here, and more pen if needed. Boom. So this would be your Hercules damage build, and I will submit it, and it will be here. Pop up, 2 seconds. Here you go. This can be swapped out for that Pendulum Blade. You try both. Tell me what you like. Tekko Kage, I think, is a must build. Makes you faster. You gotta go crazy with it. Hydras, I think, is a must build because you can pull somebody with your 2, auto them before they hit the ground, stun them, auto them again. At late game, if you do that to a hunter, a mage, or a squishy jungler, they are dead. Then your ultimate can be used if somehow they live, or if you need more follow-up. And with a build like this, with this much cooldown, because you have cooldown, 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 and cooldown. So if you're full build, you have all these cooldown items. Once you rotate through your 2, 1, you pop your 3 to get another auto attack cancel off on the Hydras. Once you rotate through that, you ultimate, those abilities are back up. Your 2 and your 1 are back up again to use and go through another rotation. I believe Hercules is the best pub stop jungler. I think from level 2 on till 18 minutes, he is the highest pressure jungler in the game that can basically 1v2 from level 2. It's kind of ridiculous how much damage and how tanky he gets from his passive now. And that's why, which is just throwing him over Thanatos and even thinking about it kind of hurts my soul, but it's true. If you're looking for pub stomp, I want to win in the first 8 minutes of a game, Hercules every single game. His late game, it does not fall off. It's not quite as good or not quite as team fighty as some other gods, but it is very, very good. If the other team is smart and they're running pen, they're running flat pen, they're running anti-heal, you might have a struggle bus late game. It's very rare though that people want to build anti-heal just against Hercules. His gameplay style, run at them. If you can't hit your 2, probably don't play this god. It's easier to hit the 2 in Smite 2 than it was in Smite 1. It's actually a joke to me how easy it is to play Hercules in Smite 2. Practice him, get used to him, take him into ranked, be hyper aggressive. Start hitting those 2-1s as soon as you can, level 2, level 3, running at people, kill every lane, gank as much as possible, invade as much as possible because you want them to contest you on their reds and other things and other buffs, and just fight them when they try to contest you. Your sustain is crazy with your 3. You do not run aspect on this god ever. It's not good. And you basically just walk at people and you make them hate their lives in the game. Genuinely, that is Hercules. And then last, definitely not least, we've got Athena. Now I will say one thing. I don't have a hybrid Athena build up here, and I'm trolling you guys for that. I do, however, have the double stack auto attack build, which is Transcendence, Thoth, Hydra's Poly plus Pen. This build hits very, very hard, but lacks cooldown. This build is my favorite hard carry Athena build I've ever seen in my life. It is Dagger of Frenzy. If you don't know what Dagger of Frenzy does, it gives you strength and attack speed, and it has an active that your next 5 autos hit harder and have attack speed attached to them. You can pop this in the base. It has a 15-second cooldown. So you could back to base, buy this item, pop it. By the time you get to your speed buff, you're using it, it's back up. You basically just use this on cooldown. When you get a kill, it resets. So in a team fight, if you land and insta kill somebody, you pop it again, you're killing the next person. This allows you to play Athena as less, or you don't have to fully commit to just being, I'm gonna Hydra's auto you with a crit and I'm gonna run away. With this, you can land on somebody, use your full kit, and then just start auto attacking them fast. You hit very hard. You become, I'm not gonna say you become an auto attack god, but it's almost like Mercury, where you go for that initial burst and then they're so low that you want to finish them off that you have to auto 3 more times. So you do, right? Then you're going Hydras. At the point you have Hydras, your burst right here and your ability to fight is insane. Any squishy. You run Aspect Athena. You land on a squishy every time. You always target the squishies. Then we're running Death Metal. Another active item. If you don't know what this does, you pop it. It gives you more strength, more intellect, your teammates as well, and then gives you all attack speed. It's a 60-second cooldown. It's very short. Use this every time you ult on somebody, every time you engage on somebody. Every single time. Makes you hit harder. Then we're Deathbringer. Once you have Deathbringer, if the person doesn't have defense, you can one combo them, meaning you could ult on them, auto them, taunt them, auto them, 3 auto them. You don't really care about the damage from your abilities. You're running strength. You're running for auto attacks. The abilities still do damage. Your taunt still does damage. Your 3 still does damage. Your 1 still hits hard, whatever. Doesn't hit as hard. So you're playing around that passive auto attack. Like I said, this will one shot. Then you can go Titan's Bane or Crusher. And then you can go Serrated or Heartseeker. I have Serrated in here so you have some sustain and a little more damage. The lifesteal actually goes kind of hard because you land with a shield from your ult in the aspect. You get a big health shield, and this allows you to heal kind of back up if you were lower, or once they burn through that shield, you're gonna sustain off these crits a little bit. The Titan's Bane is just so you get a good burst of pen early and allows you to kill those squishies. These items could also be Oathsworn Spear. You could swap this to an Oathsworn Spear if you want flat pen. There's a lot of kind of pen options. Just realize pen is very valuable. This is a greedy version of the Athena build. If you want to be less greedy, you would build pen in this slot, and then you would move everything forward. So pen, Death Metal, Deathbringer, other item. Probably another pen item. Pen is good. Penetration items go very, very hard in Smite 2 right now. They do not DR the same way they did in Smite 1, meaning they don't become less valuable the more you build. The more you have, the more value it is in Smite 2. It's a very weird concept to take up. I have clips and shorts of me one-shotting with this build. Go try it. It'll be fun. I promise you, this is probably the most fun build that just didn't expect at all. You think of Ymir crit being like the crit guardian. It's Athena. Athena's better. The other thing that you need to realize, your passive is a ranged AoE auto, meaning it doesn't stop on the first person you hit. It passes through them. So you could actually one-shot 2 or 3 people if they line up correctly. It's rare, but it does happen, and it is hilarious to see 3 people get crit for 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 and just die. It's kind of ridiculous. So that's my top 5 junglers. I hope this video helps you. I will have individual games up where I, do walkthroughs like I normally do. I record them off stream, talk about what I'm doing, talk about the goals, talk about why the god's good and how you should play it. Those will go up for all these gods first, and then I'll work on the other ones. Obviously, Smite is patching every like 2 days to a week. We're getting a new god every week for the rest of the year. These tier lists will change rapidly. So if you see this on a Wednesday, the next Tuesday, everything could be different. It might not be. I mean, we'll see, but it could be different. So don't yell at me like, oh, well, you said this. That's going to happen. We're in a rapidly changing game right now. So constantly pay attention to the content, check in on the streams, ask questions. I don't mind you coming in the stream and saying, hey, is your tier list still right? Hey, do you, is an updated tier list needed? Or if you have any specific questions, Thanatos, do I do this on Thanatos? Whatever, ask away. Ask in the comments, ask on the stream, wherever. I will answer you. Someone from the community will help you out. People, I answer these questions all day, so people know the answer that are around and can help you out. So hopefully this video helps you. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I will see you in the video later tomorrow, the next day, and the next day.